Listen to this episode if you feel like you have multiple ideal customers as you are figuring out your ideal customer for your business. Hello, welcome to another episode of the Small Business Growth Podcast. I'm your host, Madison Page, and this is a Friday coaching session episode. This was submitted by Stephanie, who was wondering if she has multiple ideal customers. Is that okay? If you don't know and you're new here, my Friday episodes are coaching sessions for people in the community. There's a link in the show notes that you can submit your problems, your current business questions, and I will pick one every single Friday and do a live coaching session on the podcast. We're diving into ideal customers today. This is a very common question that I get because people really often want to have multiple ideal customers. Why? Is because of the idea that if you have more ideal customers, you have a larger pool of people that would actually buy from you, which it could not be further from the truth. So to answer this question, no. You cannot have multiple ideal customers, especially to start your business. If you are not yet to consistent sales, you want to have one major ideal customer when you are at least starting your business. When I say consistent sales, I mean let's say $250,000 in sales, at least through an online business. That is when you can kind of start to expand into other areas, but you want your ideal customer to be so narrow. Why? Is because you can't accurately speak to multiple people to market to them well enough to get to that consistent sales mark if you're trying to speak to people that are all over the board. And so a lot of times people come to me and they're like, well, Maddie, moms could buy from me, young teenagers could buy from me, couples, or sometimes husbands are buying for their wives. That is not an ideal customer. An ideal customer is based off of shared values, motivations, fears, desires. We got to get a lot deeper than just basic demographics of gender and age, and maybe that they're busy or maybe that they have kids. Those are not actual ideal customers. We got to dig a lot deeper than that and get into the meaning that they would actually want, why they want to buy your product. So it looks at the motivations, the desires, the fears that they're having. Why is your product better for them than the others? And so with every ideal customer, there is two ideal customers. So what I want to say here is as long as you are marketing to people with shared values, shared motivations, and shared fears, that's okay. Shared hobbies, shared routines, shared lifestyle of some degree, that's okay. But it's got to be in the nitty gritty. I'm going to give you some good examples here in a second, but you really have to dig deep into who they are, what they are, and every ideal customer has two involved. So you have this person and you have the people that are already living that lifestyle and then the people that are aspiring to live that lifestyle. So if you're talking about people that are rugged outdoors people, Stanley Cup used to market to Stanley brand used to market to very outdoorsmen, outdoor people camping, that really kind of rugged outdoor people. But so they attracted people that were rugged, were camping, were outdoorsy, and they also attracted people that wanted the image that they were that person. So every ideal customer comes with two kind of inside, where you get the person that they actually are, and then the people that they want to be. And so you do get two built in. So if you are we're people that are aspiring and people that are already there, both of those are built in. So you want to market to the people that are already there, because then you'll get the people that are just starting out trying to be there as well. Wanted to answer that question. But when you're really just super broad saying moms or women or grandmas sometimes buy, and I have this a lot with children's boutiques where they're yeah, well, a lot of times it's moms buying for their kids, or I have grandparents buying for their kids, or it's people buying for baby showers. Sure, people buy for different reasons, but your ideal customer is not going to be somebody buying for a baby shower unless you are going to be a baby shower gift bundle that that they are buying from you. You are still buying for somebody else. If somebody is buying a gift, they are still buying for your ideal customer. Just because they are actually buying from you, they are giving it to this other person, which then in turn is still your ideal customer, okay? And so what I'm thinking of here is some examples is jewelry that is sweat proof for athletes, having candles that are calming for babies, having clothing that is versatile for people that want capsule wardrobes. And so what you can see here is all of these have a shared value, a shared lifestyle, or a shared like activity or person or something that they have. So jewelry that is sweat-proof for athletes, your brand, your ideal customer is women athletes that want to wear jewelry that never comes off, that they can wear jewelry to the gym. So what you're already doing here is you need that differentiator piece. If you don't have a differentiator, then it's really hard to pick an ideal customer, because you're like, okay, what even makes me different? Because right now everybody could buy for me. Candles that are calming for babies. This one is a little unique because the product is for babies, but you're selling to moms because an infant isn't buying your product naturally, but you are still selling candles that are calming for babies. So you're still selling to the moms that just had babies, but they're calming. So you're looking for people that are looking for more of that, natural kind of ways, the natural remedies, things like that. And so again, it goes back to those shared values, but these all have differentiators from the product. The next one is clothing that is versatile enough for people that want capsule wardrobes. So the ideal customer here is for people that want capsule wardrobes, which is everything in your wardrobe can match. And then your ideal customer, or your motivation that they really want, is that they need versatility. They want practicality in their wardrobe. So you can start to see their values, their motivations, and things behind that. So what you're looking for here is when let's say you have jewelry that is sweat-proof for athletes, and instead you're just trying to sell gold jewelry to every woman out there because any woman could wear gold jewelry, you're not going to be able to create really strong content. If I were to give you these two, create content for a gold jewelry brand and create content that is sweat-proof for athletes, can't you tell how the content would be so much stronger when it's versatile, the jewelry that is sweat-proof for athletes? You can then talk about the sweat-proof. You can visualize what the branding looks like. You can visualize all of the different types of content. But when you say just post content for a gold jewelry brand for any woman out there, it's okay, where the heck do I start? So sometimes when we're asking these questions, it's easier to look at other examples. You need to have one major differentiator, or one major ideal customer, but what it takes is having a differentiator and understanding what makes your product so unique. If that is something that you do not know and you're kind of mind blown right now, these are some of the first couple of trainings inside of my signature content course, the Breakthrough Content Lab. BCL is my best-selling content course where you get full understanding of how to really attract your ride or die, your aligned audience on social media, command that attention, stand out through your content, really understand it. But in order to do that, in order to create content that really commands that attention, doesn't just get crickets, doesn't blend in, you're really standing out, you need to have these foundational elements of your brands really solid. So we talk about differentiators, we talk about benefit statements, we talk about ideal customers, we talk about branding to fit it all throughout. And the price for BCL is increasing on March 22nd from $597 to $997. There are extended payment plans. It is a completely self-paced course. This is an incredible course that you can dive in and really understand social media as a whole and finally be like, okay, I got this. Let me go out and finally do the dang thing, get the visibility and the sales that you deserve. You can click the link in the show notes for BCL. Price is increasing, but this question is fully answered and strategized inside of this course to help you really identify that one major person in accordance with the differentiator that you need. It's a really common question that I get because people think that if they have a wider and a more a more universal ideal customer, then they can universally speak to more people, which then in turn means they can sell to more people. Sure, but it also means that you are trying to attract people with all different values and purposes in life. Instead, you need to pick one. I would rather it be so incredibly niche, so incredibly community. If I were to do a graphic tees business, it wouldn't just be graphic tees for your everyday woman. I would do graphic tees for handmade business owners, graphic tees for Christian women. I would make it already with a community around it. Just like those butter sweatshirts that went really viral on TikTok. I don't know if you've seen them. They're the stick of butter logo. It literally was so niche, but it was something that went viral. And now she makes all of these sweatshirts for people that love to bake. That is such a unique thing that somebody that would want a graphic tee, somebody that loves to bake, and somebody that loves to bake and loves graphic tees enough to wear a graphic tee with butter on it. pretty specific, okay? It's because you can then be like, oh my gosh, this was made for me, and that's where that obsessed factor comes in. So, Stephanie, this was a great question. I hope that it was helpful for you. If you have a business question you would like me to answer through a coaching session like this, click the link in the show notes and you can submit your questions, and maybe I will do your question next Friday. Let me know what your thoughts are. Click that link in the show notes. Come on over to my Instagram at thisismadisonpage. I will see you there. If you found this helpful, send it on over to one of your biz besties so they can get the information as well. I hope you have a wonderful day. If you're interested in the Breakthrough Content Lab and really finally understanding the secret to creating content that stands out, click the link in the show notes for the Breakthrough Content Lab. Price increases on March 22nd. Have a great day. I will chat with you soon. I love you. I'm rooting for you, and I'm in your corner always.